I have a bit of a confession to make. I have not played my UIM in a while. There's been a lot going on for me over the last few months. I had to spend a lot of time editing the last video, and then I ended up getting sucked into the new league and got Dragon Cup for that. And once that was over, I was preparing for my trip to Awesome Games Done Quick, where I helped raise over $2.5 million for charity. And now, after the dust has finally settled from all that, I'm finally ready to get back to the UIM and dive back into the Chambers of Xeric. That's what I'm calling them. They belong to me now. In the last video, I finally re-entered the chambers in pursuit of two unique rewards, the Ancestral Robe Bottoms to complete the set, and the Twisted Bow. And in that video, I didn't dive too far into the mechanics of all the different rooms in the raid, and that was for two reasons. First, I wanted to focus on the new thing I was learning in the raid, which was the 4-to-1 method at Ulm, but the other reason was that I knew there were changes coming. A few months ago, Jagex introduced a set of proposed changes to the chambers, partially to improve quality of life and partially to rebalance a lot of the rougher aspects of the raid. And good God, I am so happy about those changes. The Chambers of Xeric can have some really frustrating elements, especially in a solo raid, and these changes have made the experience much more enjoyable. So let's take a tour through the Chambers of Xeric and see what all has changed. So right off the bat, maybe the biggest update is right here in the raid lobby. Take a look at this. You can right-click the stairs and get a new raid layout instantly. Previously, you had to exit the raid and create a new party over and over again until you got a layout that works, but now it is so much faster. I could theoretically afford to get a bit more picky about the layout now, but I think some of the other changes kind of make that unnecessary too. Okay, so here's a great one, Tecton. This first hammer spec, it's guaranteed to hit now. Tecton has extremely high defenses, and the Dragon Warhammer spec reduces that by 30% if it hits, but only 5% if it misses. So having a guaranteed hammer spec is so huge for me. Previously, when I was doing Tecton without being overloaded, that spec was the difference between the fight going extremely quickly and taking forever. His defense also doesn't reset between phases anymore, so that defense reduction from the hammer spec is more or less permanent. God, this is so good too. They added all these energy pools throughout the raid instead of just at the end of each floor, so I can probably just start bringing one fewer stamina pot into the raid, which is great, since it means I can bring an extra brew or maybe even another gear switch. Oh, this is neat. This wasn't as big of a deal when I was trying this out in the league, but it's huge on a UIM. The grubs in the thieving room are stackable now, which means I don't need to drop all my stuff on the ground anymore. That would have actually saved me a partial wipe when I was last doing chambers about a year ago. The kindling at Ice Demon works the same way, and so do the planks from scabs, but obviously that last one isn't as important for me since those are just for building the storage chest, so I never have to pick them up. It's just that when I do get them as a drop, it's more likely that I'll have the inventory space to keep them and use them for bonus points. Oh, and they also made it so that you get the grubs more quickly, which is good. They buffed the success rate on opening the chests, and also made it so you're guaranteed to get at least one grub every time. Okay, so this is probably the biggest change to the whole raid. The mudded owls are now way easier. They dramatically reduced the amount of damage they deal and also made it a lot easier to kill them, because they're no longer invulnerable while they're going to the meat tree to heal up. So in group raids, when someone freezes them, the rest of the group can just keep hitting them while they're frozen. But in a solo raid, it's actually even better. I end up killing them so fast that it's not even worth it to bring freezes or an axe to chop the tree. I can just let them heal up 3 times each until they stop trying to heal and then kill them off. And it's still faster than what I was doing before with trying to chop the tree down. Mudded Isles used to be the worst room in the raid, and now it's not even bad at all, unless I'm like getting really low on supplies or something. And that is the first raid completed in 2.5 months. White Light, wasn't expecting anything, but it's good to be back. We're starting at 28 raids on the new Chambers grind and 400 completed total on the account. It is a 1 in 29 chance to get a unique drop, so let's start sending in some more raids. And yeah, I am definitely going to be bringing 2 stams from now on instead of 3. I'll still be using the same amount at Ulm, but because they added those energy pools, I'll be using barely any stams in the raid itself. Really, the only exception might be Tecton, but even then, the fight's going to take less time on average now the first hammer spec is a guaranteed hit. So this is interesting. They actually added some guaranteed drops for secondary supplies from Ice Demon, which means if I get an Ice Demon at the end of the raid, I just don't have to scab at all. They also reduced its magic defense even when you're not using fire spells, so my shadow hits a bit more often. And yeah, I'm using a shadow here. Normally the only magic attacks you'd want to use on the Ice Demon are fire spells because of the unique mechanic where fire spells do more damage, so most people either bring fire spells or just use ranged if they don't want to bring the runes. But it turns out that the shadow can still get some good DPS despite it not being a fire spell, so I'm just doing that. This is a nice little change too. They added these portals to the Mystics room that pop up after you kill them, so you don't have to run through the winding path to get to the end of the room. It also works in reverse too, if you need to go back and pick up something that you dropped earlier, which is really nice for UIMs. So I just took a look at my looting bag, and it looks like I actually already have a stack in there for every item I want to keep from the raid, and I have 4 spots left over. That's actually kind of nice, because it means I can just fill up the rest of my bag with more things from my death bank. There's a super low chance that anything could actually happen to the death bank during this grind, but if it were to happen, the things that are in there actually aren't that bad to lose. The worst thing would normally be the crystal armor, but once I'm done with this grind, I'll have a T-bow, which means I'll probably just be throwing those away anyway. So really the big loss would be like the seed box, but that's not the worst thing in the world, since eventually most of my stored herbler XP will be from the herbs in my inventory, not the seeds and death storage. It's also really nice that I have this much space, because I can just keep my full stacks of noted brews, restores, and stamps in there while I have the smaller stacks in the inventory. I was splitting those stacks so I don't have to drop the whole thing on the floor for Ulm, but that process is really annoying if you're trying to keep the bigger stacks in death storage, but because I have this much space, I can just keep them in the looting bag, and it's a lot easier. Alright, so today I got a message from my friend Life to ask if I wanted to send some duos with his Inquisitor account. The Inquisitor account is a bit of a special one. It's self-restricted to be a 30 defense pure and a UIM, but most importantly, it's a combat-only account, which means he can't gain levels in non-combat stats. Duoing with Inquisitor is always interesting and a bit of a challenge since you can't make potions in the raid. So not only do I need to make it through the raid without picking up any of the potion drops from the bosses, I also need to do some strats that let him avoid taking damage. Like here at the tightrope, I'm basically tanking everything since I was able to bring a bunch of brews and restores into the raid and he wasn't. You can stun it. Oh, fuck.
Magic.
Tickly. Oh, that one's gonna move now though. Maybe?
No.
All right, hold on.
No.
I got it.
Oh, I'm smiting.
On me. Yeah, stun yours and run away. Oh, God. Or just get it on the spot. Just that.
All right, I'll
nope.
blast him with magic.
One east.
Oh, I'm done.
There you go. Oh, fuck, it's gonna move.
Smash him again. I'm running back for scavs. I gotta heal up anyways, so not overloaded.
I should be able to do this without dying.
Awesome.
Unless I just get like remarkably unlucky, but they also made it deal just way less damage now as well, so.
That's
Oh,
so good.
it got itself stuck on the wall next to the tree, so it's not healing. Saltpeter for the other one. It's funny, whenever you see one thing in the chat box, it's like, saltpeter fangs.
Yeah, melee.
Easy. See, crabs is easy.
Yeah, last time it was just a fluke.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Cool. Oh, cool.
Oh no.
Nah, I'm just awesome. Oh, well, I'm stupid.
Timing.
Okay, now I'm sick with it.
Oh.
Cool.
That's bad.
Get me in there. Oh. That would have been really funny if it had swapped to me. I love hitting no hammers.
You have light bear, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm gonna send one more right now.
Yeah, you should be able to spec twice every phase.
I did.
Oh,
that was my third one, and it also failed. Oh, cool. That rules. Okay, if I get flame walled, I'm in trouble. I walked back into it. I am so fucking pissed.
No, it's the worst.
Oh, cool. Okay, that was comedy though.
What an Ulm.
Ooh, wow, that was fast. Yeah, not a PB, but that is a sub 28, and it wasn't even a no prep. That's pretty cool. Oh, purple. Okay. Oh, that's a PB and a purple. Awesome. Okay, let me pick up my stuff and then I'll go see what that is. It has been a long time since I have seen a purple light. I'm looking for Pants or the T-Bow. Pants or the T-Bow, let's do it. Arcane, the worst thing I could get. Fantastic. Well, it's still a PB. 26-22, geez. Like that, this is the next raid from that last clip, where I got like a sub 28 without a no prep. This wasn't a no prep either. Sub 27, 26-22 is extremely good. Yeah, Arcane. First purple back since the last video. Awesome. This is the process to re-gear after I finish off the small stack of noted pots, by the way. It's pretty quick. I just get my cash stack out of the LMS coffer, store my Missouri set and capes in the POH to make a bit of space, and then I pull everything out of Hespery and re-death bank. Then I can head back to Hespery, re-bag all my raid rewards, and split my potion stacks, so I have 500 doses of brew left over, along with 250 doses of restore and 250 doses of stam. That's basically enough for 30-ish raids, which happens to basically be the drop rate for a purple. So once I've done that, I can just get all my raid gear back and I'm good to jump back in. In this clip, I'm also selling those blood runes I accidentally bagged earlier and replacing that slot in the bag with the rapier, so that's safe too if I somehow, wipe the death bank, which again is unlikely. This whole process took about 5 minutes, which isn't too bad when I only have to do it every 30 raids or so. Bit of a 4-to-1 update coming in. I feel like I'm getting comfortable enough with the cycle, even to the point where I can make adjustments to get back into cycle, even if I fall out of it. So like here, I got hit by the teleport attack and had to break the cycle to stand on the teleport spot. So I kind of kept the cycle going in my head for where I should be to stay in line with Ulm's special attacks, and I realized that I was one attack too early after getting back into 4-to-1. So I did a single 3-to-1 cycle, which jumped me back up into the right timing to skip the specials. And right here's another example. I missed attacks 2 and 3, which made the head turn to the middle, so I ran to the melee line and then back across the center line, which put me in attack behind again, so I could just do another 3-to-1 to get back in cycle, but at that point the melee hand was basically dead anyway. Whoa. Okay, I have never seen that happen. Oh boy, another one. Okay. 2 in 1 day. That is so good. So good, so good. Okay. Alright, let's see what it is. I need the pants or the T-bow. Ooh, okay, that's new. I've never gotten one of those before. It's not exactly something I need, but it is new. It is, in fact, new. The Twisted Buckler. If I switch over to these, it is the best ranged offhand in the game. Let me get off the tile markers here. But yeah, best ranged offhand in the game. Cool. So like I said, the Twisted Buckler is the best ranged offhand in the game. It gives plus 18 ranged attack bonus and plus 10 ranged strength bonus. Though the thing really keeping it from being useful for me is the fact that it's an offhand, and almost everything I'm using for range now and for the foreseeable future is two-handed. I can't use the buckler with the blowpipe, the bow of Ferdinand, or the twisted bow that I'll eventually be getting. Really, the only thing I can see myself doing on this account that uses a one-handed ranged weapon is this grind, specifically at Ulm's head phase where I'm using the Dragon Hunter crossbow, and I don't feel like it's worth taking up an extra inventory space for just that one part of the raid. It was worth it to bring the DHCP since it gives a 25% damage boost against dragons, which is a ton, but I don't think the buckler is enough of a bonus to the raid as a whole to justify losing a brew or not just taking a better gear swap. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm just going to drop it to the main. I ran the DPS calc, and adding the buckler at head phase would give me a 7% DPS increase just for that one phase, and I can't really justify like a 12-second time save per raid if it means losing an inventory slot. So this is going to get dropped over, and my main is now 22 mil richer. I feel like I'm also starting to get the hang of dealing with the acid trail when I'm in the 4-to-1 cycle. It seems like it's really just a matter of not immediately getting into position for each attack and just sort of like stalling for the 3 ticks in between attacks by manually walking on tiles. And of course I gotta go for the back-to-back for 3 purples in a day. No 3 purples in a day. Alright, I am once again at the point where I have one more raid before I need to reset my inventory, so I have a few more inventory spaces to work with, and I think I'm going to try something fun with this one. One of the more overall changes they made to the raid is that you can now just select a scale for the raid, so it scales up the stats of the bosses like it would be if there were more people in the raid. So because I have 2 extra brews and an extra restore, I think I'm going to try and do a 1+1 raid, which means all the bosses are as difficult as they would be with 2 people in the raid, but it's just me. It also basically means I get double the points from the raid, so the purple chance goes from about 1 in 29 to about 1 in 15, so let's see how it goes. I picked a Vanguard's raid for this one, which I don't normally do, but I think it's going to be important for this raid. The interesting thing about the Vanguard's room is that it gives you a ton of raid supplies, but normally those supplies aren't very useful for me because I'm limited on inventory space, so I'd have to juggle supplies through the whole raid to make use of them, which isn't really worth it. But for this, I'm going to be going through a lot of supplies very quickly, so having that supply drop partway through the raid is going to be important. It's also actually kind of nice that everything's scaled up for the Vanguards, because the whole mechanic here is that you can't let their HP get more than 40% apart from each other, and in a normal raid that's actually kind of easy to accidentally overshoot that mark, especially with the shadow, but in a scaled raid it's much less likely that that'll ever happen. Okay, so this is where I'm realizing I may have made a mistake in my reasoning. I'm going into this raid thinking everything's scaled up, but I have 3 extra inventory slots for supplies, so it shouldn't be that bad, but that doesn't apply to Ulm, because I always drop my noted potions before going in anyway, so for this raid, I'm gonna have to kill an Ulm that is scaled to 2 players with the same amount of supplies that I used to kill him in a normal raid. Okay, so one nice thing I didn't think about, because it takes a lot longer to complete each phase, I actually get more hammer specs on the melee hand, so that actually helps a lot. I'm getting 3 or 4 opportunities to drop a hammer spec each phase. Okay, actually did it deathless. No purple, but that's actually a lot of blood runes and rune arrows, so I'll get some decent money from this. Another thing I'm getting pretty good at is dodging the flame walls. Anytime you're in the flame phase or in phase 3, Ulm can throw out a flame wall to trap you and deal a ton of damage. Normally you'd want to bring ice spells or something to be able to put the fire out, but I'm saving some inventory space by trying to dodge the flame walls. If you stand in the correct spot for attacks 2 and 3, it acts as a safe spot that keeps Ulm from actually throwing the flame wall at you, and it just becomes a wasted attack for him. When you're on the other side of the room from this clip, it's easy, since you can just stand in one spot for attacks 2 and 3 and still hit the hand, but on this side, it's trickier. You have to actually move to a different tile in between those attacks, and then quickly get back to the thumb for attack 4. So I'm doing an elite clue I got from a raid, and it's so weird when I'm doing stuff like this, because, this is such a low risk thing to be doing when I'm deathbanked, but it's still really nerve-wracking. Like I said earlier, I'm not risking anything truly essential, even outside of the raid, but anytime I'm outside of the raid in a place where I could theoretically take damage, it just makes me really nervous.
I hope there's no firelighters in there. Jeez.
Why do you have to speak these things into existence?
I'm hoping for it. I'm being positive.
Step away from the
I
lake.
did it. I helped you.
is-
There's no firelighters.
Wow.
How bad?
What is it?
That is the most elite clue of all time. 33k cash, 29 mahogany planks, and a rune kite shield.
The rune kite shield's an
Wow,
upgrade, right?
Hello, I am fishing for sacred eels. I'm actually taking a small break from the Chambers of Xeric to stock up on scales and shadow charges so that I can do a big rush of raids in a row without having to resupply for at least a week and a half, ideally. And the reason for that is that UIM Snowdown 2024 is quickly approaching, and I want to be doing a ton of chambers for that. You may remember that for Summer Showdown last year, I did this big, long, feature-length video about it, but this time I'm not going to be doing that, mainly because I'm going to be spending a lot less time and energy on the event this time. I'm also not a team captain this time around, and I was drafted for one of the teams, the Remington E-Dating Festival. So yeah, there will be some clips and stuff from that, but it's a lot more low-key this time, since I'm not playing RuneScape full-time for the competition, like I was last time, and I'm mainly just going to be doing a bunch of chambers, which I was going to do anyway. Okay, the event has started, and it's time for some more raids. I'm getting a bit of points for the COX and COX Accessories tile with each KC, and if I happen to get a purple, that's also a bunch of bonus points. Alright, it's been a few uneventful raids, and now I'm taking a break to clear out my noted uncut gems, and there are 2 reasons for that. First, it's really good XP for the rune crafting tile, but more importantly, this is actually about getting me some decent money. Arnold Linspur is a pretty unique NPC because he is simultaneously a general store and a bank. So I can unnote my uncut gems on him because he's a bank, and then after I cut the gems, I can sell them to his general store so I get 55% of the item value. But this would normally not be the best idea because it would make his stock go up, which means I get less and less money with each inventory, and that's where my main account comes in. The stock is shared between all accounts, so after I sell the cut gems on my UIM, I can buy them on the main, which removes the stock, so I always get the best price on the UIM. And then, because he's a bank, again, I can turn around and deposit the cut gems in the bank on my main. So it's a bit of a complicated process, but I get a decent amount of money on my UIM, and as an added bonus, I don't have to spam drop anything. And that is the end of the gems. I've gotten about 270k XP and 1.3 mil GP from this. And now it's time to head back to raids. Oh my god, that was fast. Boy. PB. 2353, wow.
Oh shit, we got the Vorkath head. Is that for the...
Oh, nice.
Okay, it says you have already infused the power of Vorkath's head with your max key. But I definitely hadn't.
Did you do it with a ranging cape before? Because that carries over, I believe.
Oh, yes, I have. Okay, that's what that... Okay, so I didn't have to do any of this. That's good.
I mean, you know, that's the point. You should go back there. It'll still be there, surely.
Please, purple. Oh, purple. Oh my god, finally. Oh my god.
It's a T-bow. Be really funny if it was a T-bow.
So after all this, I'm pretty dry for this purple. It's totally gonna be a prayer scroll. Watch this. Yeah. It's a dex though. Dex is good. 25 mil, 24 mil for the main.
Nice.
All right, this is going to be a pretty important raid completion because once Ulm dies here, that's going to be 500 total raids on the UIM. I am officially halfway to the drop rate of the T-bow. Well, not perfectly, it's all napkin math. Some of these raids have been group raids, which have a bit lower of a purple chance for me, but also I've probably been getting more than 30,000 points on average, so it's probably, it probably still evens out to somewhere around 1 in 1,000 anyway. Ooh, purple.
What?
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, I really want T-bow or pants. T-bow or pants.
T-bow.
Oh my god!
Bro.
Oh!
Close enough.
Kodai.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
that is spicy. That makes
That's
some
3
things
points.
kind of spicy.
Are there MTA tiles? Are you?
No.
I'm not. God, I'm not doing anything with this in the bingo.
Okay. It's still awesome. Inferno Slayer. It's just OP for all that shit.
Yeah, I guess I'll definitely be using this for Inferno after max. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good item.
Yeah, that's huge. Congrats.
Wait, hold on. So this means that completing the Cox log could be in the future. It could be in the cards.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all. Yeah, I have them all.
Yeah, look at that.
Just
That's
follow
unlucky, but that's cool.
Okay, this might be...
So this is the Kodai insignia. It is not one of the items I was going for, but it's definitely one that I'll be keeping. It's one of the 3 mega rares from the Chambers of Xeric, the other 2 being the Elder Maul, which I've already gotten and dropped to my main, and the Twisted Bow, which is the whole point of the grind for me. The Kodai insignia is an attachment for the Master Wand, which you get from the Mage Training Arena minigame, and it turns it into the Kodai Wand, the best weapon in the game for ancient spells. The thing is, getting the Master Wand in the first place is a bit of a grind, so I will be holding off on that at least until the end of the UIM Showdown. Oh my god, I got an Onyx. Okay. That is the first time on any account I have gotten that. I was so confused by the pop-up there. But yeah, you can get an Onyx from Tecton, a cut Onyx, and that is the first time that has ever happened on any of my accounts. Nice. Alright, that didn't fall apart as... Oh my god, I got an Onyx. That's Okay, so I got one of those yesterday. That's super rare from this guy. Okay.
Doesn't Brock have one of those?
Something you may have noticed in the last clip is that I'm actually trying something new with the loadout. I'm actually bringing thralls now. This is something I was actually debating for a bit because it has some trade-offs, but I think it'll be a good choice in the long run. If you're not familiar, thralls were added with the Arceus spellbook rework, so if you have the runes and the Book of the Dead in your inventory, you can spawn a thrall for about a minute, which attacks your current target every 4 ticks and has a max hit of 3. So that doesn't sound very big on its own, but the main appeal is that they don't have an accuracy roll. As long as the target isn't immune to that type of damage, it will always hit between 0 and 3. So that means summoning a thrall basically gives you a free 0.6-ish DPS. The downside is that I lose 2 inventory spots to the rune pouch and the Book of the Dead. One thing I'm going to offset this with is that I'm no longer bringing the Fang into the raid. I was literally only using this at Tecton, and using the Lance there instead loses about 1 DPS, so I'm losing 1 DPS for one specific boss that I don't even necessarily fight in every raid, and in return I'm gaining 0.6 DPS across the board. One other really nice benefit of having thralls is that Olm. I talked in the last video about how I'm manipulating where Olm looks by making sure I'm standing in certain parts of the room, but one other factor that influences that is whether or not I actually hit the hand on my most recent attack. If I'm doing my 2-0 method on the mage hand and I miss this first attack, Olm will actually look to the center instead of to the left, so I have to skip an attack to make sure I don't take a hit from the boss. But if I have a thrall active, the thrall is guaranteed to hit the hand, so Olm will always look to the left, even if I miss. So that ends up saving a decent amount of time because I don't have to skip so many of my own attacks. The same thing happens at melee hand too. If I miss my second and third attacks in the 4-1 cycle, Olm will look towards the middle, which means I have to skip an attack and then do a 3-1 to get back into cycle. But with a thrall active, there will always be that hit on the hand, so Olm will always look in the direction that I want him to.
Lisa, I thought you were about to say which one's golf.
There's like 3 different kinds of golf, okay?
Mini golf, putt-putt, and the small one that's the golf game.
No, the disc golf.
All right, Tebow or Pants? Oh my god, that's full ancestral. Oh my god. No way, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god, it's full ancestral. Oh my god. The Ancestral Robe set is the best set of magic armor in the game, giving a total of 69 magic attack bonus and 6% magic damage bonus. And not only that, the set is storable in the POH. I've actually had the Ancestral hat locked in there for, believe it or not, exactly a year and a half to the day. And now that I have the Ancestral Robe bottoms, I can pull the hat out to complete the set. Okay, so I've had the, where is it? I've had the Ancestral hat in the POH for so long now. Dude, full Ancestral, man. Full Ancestral. Oh, it looks so sick! Oh my god! Oh man! Alright, so this is a bit of a moment for the account too. I've been carrying around this Aram skirt for about 2 years now. It's one of the items that I've held on to for the longest on this account, and now I can finally drop it over to the main. So this will end up freeing up 2 inventory slots now since I was carrying around the Aram skirt as well as the Ancestral top, but now those are both storable. I think after that, I'm actually going to call it for raids for the rest of the competition. We shot ahead a ton on that tile, and a lot of the other tiles are getting left behind, so I think I'm going to go ahead and switch to some agility training for the herb run tile. That one's going pretty slow right now. Okay, it has actually been quite a bit of time since the last clip. I haven't really been recording clips for the last few days since I've mainly just been doing random skilling activities to help fill out the bingo board. It's actually the last day of the competition now, and we have a couple hours left, so we're going to send some YOLO Toas to try and snag a final tile. We're running 150s with no death invocations, so we are safe to death bank for this. This is going to be so stupid.
It's Space is here. Let's invite Space.
Oh my god.
No, Space. +1 for
no, he just
8. Damn it. Just grab the pick left. I wanted to ask Space. +1 for 8 player.
There's no logic. There's no logic.
Oh, yeah. No logic. No!
No!
Kefri, right?
I will go north. Someone who's comfortable with puzzles, go south. I'm
I'll
heading
go
north
south.
side. Okay.
Fuck.
Lucky you got the pillar puzzle.
Fuck. Oh, we're so good.
Everyone to the
it's
north
so
quadrant, move it in,
fucking-
pray mage, put your range gear on when you can, and blowpipe. Okay,
Oh.
put your mage gear on, you switch again. I have no clue. Oh, this is gonna be like way awkward. Just good luck. If God, he's 2 for 2. So dreamy. This UIM Shen not having to do the pillar puzzle.
All right, Aurora, go.
No.
You dodged that.
You just
What the fuck, Shen?
Just click on the waterfall there.
Yeah.
We're same tick, I believe. Perfect.
We're so cool.
And then just click on the palm and then click back on the waterfall. Never mind, someone's gonna fucking steal our water. Our water, no! Never mind, we're so talented. Or not, maybe we're not. I don't know.
I assumed that was a shit post because of that. It's like a player died. Hey, they're not contributing. Oh my god, Shen.
It works! You can just wing swat! It's so beautiful!
This game is fucking stupid.
I was slowing the team down.
Oh, purple. Someone.
Oh my god. Oh, it's not me. Please be someone.
It's not me.
It's me.
Oh, good luck, good luck.
What the fuck?
Good luck, good luck, good luck. Remember to
What-
take a
what do you need?
picture for points.
What do you need?
I literally have nothing. I have
Oh,
zero
fuck.
points from here.
This is
Okay.
just good no matter what. Yeah, please be good.
Great.
Fred as well.
Yo.
Yo!
So good, yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Congrats.
GG.
Oh,
That's so good.
Hold up, I gotta restore so I get my fire making back up.
Yeah, why does that
Yeah.
drain all your stats?
It drains
Like,
all stats. I don't know why. Back into the fire quadrant, everyone. Pray melee, pray melee, pray melee. I don't know who it's on right now.
I think it's on me. Yeah. Let's see if I remember this.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Everyone's getting a chance to show off their butterfly. Let's go.
Dude, it's been a bit since I've done this.
Yeah. I hope I timed it right. No, I almost
What the
saved him. I was trying to save Juggy.
No.
Juggy's dead.
Saving Private
Gone.
Juggy.
Yeah, someone ready. Make sure you did.
Throw all up.
There you
throw all up.
I keep clicking
I
it,
hit a
but it's
big
not.
ass BGS.
I click it when I come in, and then it's always me.
Yo, where's my ink at?
It's probably because you keep dying. They're like, no, really, are you ready?
Are you really ready?
Died in this one, I don't
Ain't
think.
no way.
Come
Look.
on.
1%
Oh, purple.
chance. Unique.
Not mine.
This is it. It's not mine. It's not mine.
Oh.
not mine.
Oh, it's
This
mine.
is it.
It's mine.
Ooh.
Aw.
Hey, I mean, I think
Oh
we
wait,
get
we're
the title
splits.
then.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, that's
Oh,
money.
Nice.
Let's
An actual
go.
split. Let's go.
Well, another UIM showdown is in the books, and I am once again thematically on the top of Troll Mountain. We ended up placing 7th in the competition, and I actually ended up in 4th place on our team for MVP points, which was really surprising actually, since I didn't have the week off work this time like I did last time, so I'm really happy with my own performance here. I ended up getting over 6.1 million XP during the event and 55 Chambers keys, though that was all in the first half of it before we needed to get off that tile. But the biggest accomplishments from all of that were the 2 uniques I got from the Chambers of Xeric, the Ancestral Robe Bottoms to complete the set, and the Kodai Insignia. That leaves just one unique until I'm completely done with raids for the foreseeable future, the Twisted Bow. And I'm now over halfway to the effective drop rate for this jackpot item. It's time to kick it into high gear at the Chambers of Xeric, and I'll see you in the next video.